Hey, welcome to The Beat at Comic-Con 2025. We are here coming to you from the Seven Galaxies here in the Last Lumenian. I am here with the Thrilljoy crew, Brian and Karissa. Brian, can you state your name
Yep.
and what you do, Karissa?
Yeah, ladies first.
I'm Karissa, and I head marketing here at Thrilljoy.
Brian Mariotti, founder of Thrilljoy, and before that I ran Funko as CEO and one of the owners since 2005, for about 20 years.
Funko, what is that? I've never heard of it.
I know, it's a small fledgling collectibles company that has done quite well over the years, and despite us, despite my very short retirement, still absolutely love what Funko does.
They are,
absolutely
of
love
course,
what they do.
Absolutely one of the
Yes.
cornerstones. But, and I'm just, look, Brian is a legend. Let's just be clear on that. So.
The godfather of collectibles, right?
He's yes, he has done so many things. But now you have a new company,
Yep.
Thrilljoy. I'm here with the mascot, Blue.
Yes.
He is adorable. We love Blue. I'm taking this home with me, for sure. So you launched at New York Comic Con last year. Nothing has happened since October at all in the world.
Not at all.
Again,
Nope.
I like the deadpan on this. Maybe
Yeah.
we should be more direct.
Yeah.
But tell us about Thrilljoy. What's been going on with the company since you launched?
I think for us is following the ethos of what we thought we started with the company, which is finding a unique space in collectibles to bring back the excitement that we thought was missing over the last couple of years of bigger companies putting out lots of collectibles all over the place. Big box retailers like Amazon and Target and Walmart. We want to get back to like exciting people about the chase, right? Finding things, finding rare licenses, finding chase pieces and super chase pieces that are underproduced and having global numbers to our products and then crowdsourcing our ideas on how to get better as a company. We started a fan advisory board. We kind of think of ourselves as the Green Bay Packers of the collectible space, giving stock away to fans that have passions about certain properties, like maybe it's anime or maybe it's horror, or maybe they're an influencer in the sneaker culture, and bringing that fan advisory board in to guide us through things we might be doing better, things that we're getting great feedback on, ideas that we might have thought of. And so that's been instrumental. And over the last 9 months, we arrive at San Diego Comic-Con for the first time. The booth has been crazy, about 30 exclusives. We sold out in about an hour 15 in preview night. In the last 3 days, we've been done as a booth by noon, and all our employees are very happy because they're just sitting around out in the sun and enjoying it. We just closed the booth.
I've heard of this.
Everything's
Sun.
sold out, and we just go like this, and it has been delightful.
So I mean, look, I'm going to ask Karissa this.
Yeah.
You work in marketing, but I mean, this is a new property, right? So why is it, it's great that you're doing so well. I mean, how do you do that? It's so hard to launch new things that don't have an existing IP behind them. So what's the secret?
Well, I think really, we are collectors and fans, and so it's a company with that, Brian started, he's a collector himself. It's for fans by fans. And I think when we were talking initially and we were wondering what kind of direction or what the brand looks like, the number one thing we decided was it's just about the fans and the community, because we wanted to be able to speak with them. We wanted them to feel like they had a family within Thrilljoy. And I think that there's so many collectible companies that do such amazing things, but we're missing, like Brian said, that fear of missing out, that family aspect, that community. And so I think that those are things that are the ethos of our brand and what we stand for.
I will say this, I agree with everything you just said, but and even if you have this sense of community and family and everything like that, it still has to be something cool.
Well, I think we got a wonderful pass from all of our previous experience at our previous companies, where the fans were curious, and that only gets you an audience. It gets you into the door, but if you don't hit the right note with design, licenses, and things that are maybe different in the market space, that goes out the window. That goodwill goes out the window. No one's going to buy something because Karissa was amazing at Loungefly running marketing, or Brian ran Funko for 20 years. It's okay. We trust you enough to give you a shot, now wow us, right? And then the other thing is you go see those fans. I know they've allowed you out of this room to go to Comic-Con.
I have yet to go see the booth.
But if you were, you've done it so many years.
Imagine that I was able to leave here and go to the show.
You know how passionate these fans are.
Yeah.
And they'll wait overnight for Hall 8. They'll stand in line for us for hours
Camping
upon
out at our
hours.
party,
Our party opened at 7 o'clock last night. They were in line at 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why, but they were in 10 hours early, but that's okay.
What were you giving away at this
We
party?
we gave away the free world supply, but like there was no need for them to be there early, and they were there early. So when you have that kind of passion, why not tap into that with your company? Why not access those people, because they have really strong opinions, their expertise at what they love, they probably know it better than anybody. So why not lean on them to tell you, hey, this is what's missing?
Let me ask you though, that's very interesting because, Funko started coming here how long ago? 20 years ago?
Yeah, it was about 1999 when it was our first Comic-Con.
Right, okay. And so that was before people slept out overnight, right?
That was card tables and the geeky of the geeky. Yep.
Yes, but still a wonderful world.
Yep.
And it's so what have you seen though about this, like this world that people will sleep out and get up at 8 in the morning for a party?
Know.
Like how does that affect what you do? Like you're talking about the fan connection, but how does when you see that, what goes through your mind?
I think two things go through my mind. I think one, we played a very small role at Funko in bringing collectibles to adult women who buy them for themselves. I'll give you one example. We did a lot of sports. If you love Tom Brady and thought he was a sexy hunk, and you're a woman and you love the New England Patriots, you probably weren't going to McFarlane buying a really cool Tom Brady action figure with 24 points of articulation.
I do have a Shohei Ohtani at home.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
But when Funko came out with a cute, whimsical-looking Tom Brady, women bought it for their thing. Or they love Beauty and the Beast and Belle, or they loved, Daenerys from Game of Thrones. We brought women into collecting in a way that no other company had, and that made the pool larger. And then I also think the content has gotten so much better. It's so much more diversified. There are shows that are so amazing that someone's got to tell me through 3 different people, like, have you heard of this, heard of this, heard of this? And I'm like, no. And then, because there's so many channels and so much streaming, but there's so much amazing content that is grabbing people's attention. So take what kind of we did on a small scale, and then what the content is getting better and better on a larger scale. And pop culture, I mean, if you add music, sports, and video games into already books, TV, and movies, and then you got about 75%, 80% of the population that consumes that on a regular basis. And then if you can tie into those fandoms, which is why we love licensing so much, tie into those fandoms, take that passion that somebody created, like a George R.R. Martin at Game of Thrones, bring those rabid fans into a company like Thrilljoy, and they put their own filter on his characters, and they make them cute enough for a woman to buy, not too cute for a guy not to buy. And I think that's always been our ethos in just making something that is whimsical and fun, but stylized that appeals to people.
Yeah, and I mean, it's interesting what you're saying. I mean, you're saying you were at Loungefly before. I mean, I think we had Ashley Eckstein in here earlier today. And, she talks about how, she was like, hey, make some Star Trek stuff for women. Oh, I mean, that'll never fly. Right, and I mean, of course it does, and I mean, I give her so many props for just being like stating the obvious. Yeah. If a woman likes Star Wars, she will maybe like a purse that has Star Wars on it, and I mean, along over those 25 years, along with the sleeping out and along with the lines, you also see just the the entire wardrobe going from maybe a tiny little button to now everything, right?
Make cute stuff, right? And they'll wear it, and that's Ashley's.
I mean, people of all genders, whatever, no limitations.
And Ashley's been doing this for a long time with her universe, and she just saw something that was so obvious and a need in the marketplace. I think Melissa Milano did it with the NFL stuff, finding a way, like, women are rabid NFL people.
Yes.
And think about what fantasy football's done, bringing women into the equation and following their favorite players.
In fact, I'm a Jets fan, so when you mentioned Tom Brady, there was a.
I know.
I don't know if you saw my face.
We could spend the next half an hour talking about the Jets' futility over the last 3 decades, but we won't get into that either.
This is a separate show.
Exactly. It's a whole new show we can do. But I do think that.
Probably get bigger ratings.
Yeah. But I think all that kind of played into a role, and just we are always looking for what's the gap or what's missing, and we just saw a shift over the last three or 4 years where we saw people move out of collectible figures and into trading cards.
Yeah.
Why? Well, because there was more fear of missing out. It was like, I just got a Pokemon card that's worth $8,000 in a pack that I just opened. They're sharing it, all their story with everybody on social media. We saw that missing. We felt a gap with that, with our limited edition runs, our chase pieces, our super chase pieces, our certificate authenticity cards, our wax seals on global numbers that are really, really low. And we knew that would bring fans back into that chase, and we want that.
Something I really admire about Brian, you know, we're such a new company. We're about 9 months old. He was at New York Comic Con, and we could immediately in real time see what the fans were responding to.
Right.
And so when we
Right.
had this, it was not intentional, this mystery box element to each of the pieces, where we were handing them in the box and they were tearing them open, and the community was like, the booth there was electric. Everyone was so excited, and in real time Brian steps aside and goes, I have an idea of how we can make this work even better. And like, it's not just mediocre for Brian.
Right,
It's
right,
always
right.
the next step. It's always what we
your
can
booth
do.
at New York Comic Con was beautiful, and I mean, it's, you know, it's no lie. I mean,
Yeah.
I saw everybody carrying a Thrilljoy bag. I mean, it was definitely one of the hits of the show. I want to ask you a couple of tough questions, though. You know, I hear that the toy industry has really been impacted by tariffs.
Mhm.
I mean, what are you seeing about that?
We have backup plans. We have backup plans to backup plans, because I think none of us, and I'm talking from TIA, the toy organization, to some of the bigger companies like, you know, Walmart, how that affected, Target, how that would affect it, Amazon, how that would affect it, big studios. None of us really know. It's a wild card, and I think all of us have to be ready to prepare for something that might not be great. And then how do we get through this with our businesses? And then planning for that if something does break. And yeah, I think we all realize there's going to be a tariff. We don't know what it's going to land. I hope it's not.
Isn't uncertainty wonderful?
It is makes your job even more difficult than it already is. But I just feel like I do think cooler heads are going to prevail. I think there's so many goods coming out of China that every company, not little Thrilljoy, but like Amazon would be affected, Target would be exactly. These are big companies, and they're not just collectible goods. It's
Right.
everybody's
Right.
goods, and
Yeah.
we've gone through a couple of years of inflation in our country, and I think the last thing we need is everyday goods that people use, and we know this is not an everyday good. This is, thank goodness, a product that nobody needs, but thank God everybody wants. We appreciate that, but like when it comes to necessities for people and family and putting food on the table, I really hope that cooler heads prevail, and we think about the country as a whole. And in short term, it's wonderful to plan long term, but strategically doing this thoughtfully over years versus trying to hammer something together makes everybody a little bit on edge, and I hope cooler heads prevail.
Well, I hope so too. And, you know, luckily we are going to have some cool stuff that,
Yeah.
you know, as we sit and worry, and then we'll say, oh, there's my cool stuff. And it makes
People happy.
It does.
It's
Cool
a little,
stuff makes people happy.
Yeah,
So,
and
yeah.
I like it because, I mean, in a day and age where it's hard to go get a burger for under $20 with a fry and a Coke, this will last you forever. And we don't think our products end up in landfills. We think they're very well taken care of by our fans, and when there is a transition into something different, thoughtfully put up on a whatnot or an eBay, and they usually command very high secondary value. And so we think that this kind of keepsake and something that really speaks to the soul of things that you love in pop culture is something that will get you through tough times. We certainly saw that in the pandemic with Funko.
Yeah.
We grew like crazy
Right.
during the pandemic in Funko, and people were at home and they wanted things that make them happy in a very difficult time for the world. And so that brings a little.
It's a good feeling to know that what you make makes
people happy.
Makes
Yes.
people happy.
Yeah, it's why it's so
Yeah.
hard to like feel like you're in competition with other companies. We're
Yeah.
all making cool stuff that makes people smile, and like there's room for all of us.
Yeah.
And we are very supportive of other companies, and we're also very supportive because we're fans of other companies. We don't just buy our stuff. We like other people's companies' products too. And if there's a license we don't have but they got, I'm running over to Kid Robot or to Funko or to Rokimoto, which is Mike Becker, my previous partner in crime at Funko, and we love these companies and we love supporting them because they make cool stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping to get down to actually leave the
Let's let her leave. Let's let her leave.
and
Yes,
go down
yes.
to see the booth But thank you for bringing a little
Yeah,
bit of Thrilljoy. And
yeah.
Brian and Karissa, thank you so much for
Yeah.
coming by
Thank
and
you for
stopping
having
on.
us.
Appreciate it. It was
All
great
right.
talking to you again.
So, yeah, and so that's it here at Comics Beat Comic-Con 2025. Hey, thanks for watching us on the Beats YouTube channel, coming to you from the Seven Galaxies.
Smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe.